You can put it on the ball.
Welcome to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. Today's show is brought to you by Uppercut Chops. Yes, Uppercut Chops. Check out their tasty selection of all natural USDA prime Angus and Japanese Wagyu steaks and chops. Wait till you see their A5 Wagyu New York strips, filet mignons, and the king of all, the ribeye. And of course, their gourmet Kobe beef burgers will knock your socks off as well. Check them out at uppercutchops.com. That's uppercutchops.com, or give them a call at 702-799-9935. 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935. Again, that's uppercutchops.com. Find out what's for dinner. All right, a big welcome into everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas, right around the corner for the Fremont Street Experience, and our flag station over in sunny Southern California. That's NBC News, CNBC Financial, KCAA 106.5, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM from the high desert all the way out to Catalina Island and a bunch of points in between, and everybody else watching on Hotel TV from coast to coast in about 500,000 rooms, and on Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, and Wow Cable affiliates, AMP TV, AAMP TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and as well as everybody else on social media and the Mars rover as well. You can't get away from us, folks. All right, joining us from the very top of the show is one of my favorite people on planet Earth and one of the coolest people on this side of the Rocky Mountains, and that would be, introduce yourself.
DJ Smith. It's a pleasure, Mr. Sal. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's always a pleasure to come to the Sports Circus to see what's brewing and what's going on. How you guys? If you guys don't know me, DJ Smith, Lewis and Clark College, defensive tackle, defensive end, defensive lineman, and just.
He's basically doing it all, folks. He's doing it all. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, he is also the defensive captain or a defensive captain on his team up at Lewis and Clark as well. All right. DJ, you still with us? I know he's trying to connect right now, but you know what, folks? This is live and you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes we have issues. Sometimes we don't. Kind of like sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't, if you know what I mean. Let's see if he can connect or disconnect and then reconnect. Anyway, so we have a very special guest today just because, look, this is one of those guys that has dealt with the most difficult situations, found himself in a very difficult spot, but worked his way through it. And that was in high school football, worked his way through it and literally sat out a year because of something that should have never happened, whatever. But guess what? Found himself right back in the winner's circle and playing ball at another high school right here in Las Vegas, and then gets himself a full ride scholarship to Lewis and Clark up in Portland for the Pioneers. How exciting is that? Let's round of applause for him. Let's see if we can get him to reconnect here. He says his connection's bad. I'm going to tell him to try again. But nonetheless, this is one of those guys that not only was a great student in high school, but also a fantastic student and a leader in college as well. So we're talking about whether it's on the field or off the field. And we all know people like this that are inspirational. And so here's a guy that went through a difficult situation in high school, but was a phenomenal student and just a real do-gooder, helping the world. This is one of those that you really want to surround yourself with a group of people just like him. You know why? Because winners win. And DJ Smith is an absolute winner. So the point is, we bring him on to talk to him about how do you inspire some of the other players, inspire your classmates, inspire the people you're around and your community. And so when we have that opportunity, of course, these opportunities don't come very often when you get a chance to talk to somebody that's right in the middle of it. What I'm talking about in the middle of a season or practices or whatnot, but doing 14 different things and trying to keep a personal life on top of it. And, it is very, very difficult, but I really tip my hat to him. And of course, give him a little round of applause there as well. So Lewis and Clark is up in Portland, and that's where he plays. And what's interesting is we think about Division III, Division II, 1AA, the FBS, the FCS, and all this. We have this ongoing discussion about why is it that there are the different classes in football. There are different classes, whether it's Division III, 2, 1, 1AA, 1. It doesn't matter. The fact is, look, you still got 11 guys on the field in either way. And it doesn't matter what league you're playing in. You still got 11 guys, right? And so when you've got an opportunity to play in one of these alleged championships like this CFP, this college football playoff thing, DJ, I want to ask you, is it reasonable to assume that we know they get the great recruiting for the Power 5 schools or whatnot, even the Group of 5, whatever. So there's a difference in recruiting, but is there a difference in heart for the players?
No, there's not a difference at all. It's still college football. It's very competitive. It's very structured. It's very organized. And not only that, the coaches are very good. You got guys. Coaching is a competitive job as well as being a student athlete. So you got guys that are lining up all the time, trying to get jobs, trying to get opportunity to coach. And so when you deal with these coaches, you have good coaches. You have coaches that coach NFL players, coaches that have worked with NFL teams. And the only difference is that they're on this team now. So it's honestly a great opportunity. I don't care, even if you go JUCO, I think if you have an opportunity to continue to play, and you've been privileged enough to be considered to play at any university or college, you should do so and take the best opportunity that's for you because, just to play football is honestly, or any sport, is a privilege. It's never really a guarantee. You're not going to play forever. So take advantage of it, young athletes. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely. And, the fact is, they talk about, well, there's a recruiting difference. Well, this one has a deeper recruiting class than this one. Yeah, but you can't recruit heart. Now, can you?
No, you cannot recruit heart. In fact, honestly, people don't give heart enough credit for championship teams. They don't give culture enough credit. They don't give attitude enough credit. Energy. To be a champion, you have to have good energy. You have to bring good things out of other people. And so, they don't give that enough credit. They always talk about, and of course it is important, the preparation behind it, the analytics behind it, the statistics behind it, but the energy, the culture, the heart, you can't buy that.
Right. And, there's such a disparity in the postseason with the bowl games, and you'll have certain conferences pigeonholed to this one or that one or whatever. Look at the HBCUs. They're pigeonholed to the Celebration Bowl. I mean, what's to celebrate? How come they can't go to the Peach Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl? How come they can't go to the Liberty Bowl, whatever, the Independence Bowl, the Music City Bowl, whatever? How come they can't do that? Why do they have to pigeonhole the HBCUs to go specifically to the Celebration Bowl? That's a bunch of bowl, isn't it?
Yes, it's very political. It's a political thing. It's about, at the end of the day, to certain things, to certain extents, it's always about the money, the revenue. And, what they don't understand is that the HBCU culture is actually very profitable. It's very lucrative because they have a lot of alumni, a lot of fan, and a lot of community associated with those brands and those schools. But it's always the money at the end of the day. That's why I applaud, Coach Deion Sanders and all these other NFL coaches going back to HBCUs and building them up, and even Travis Hunter for making that decision to go to Jackson State, because, you put the talent back where it goes, put the source back where it goes, eventually everything else will follow.
It's funny, DJ, with all the super talent that has come out of the HBCUs over the years, and people are just starting to learn about it now, which is kind of crazy to imagine. And we go back to Walter Payton, right? We go back to Jerry Rice and so forth. And so the list goes on and on and on. And you scratch your head and say, how is it that people have been blinded by all of these players? You'll hear Mississippi Valley State, right? First thing you think of is what? Jerry Rice. Right. And, it's that kind of thing. You're like, even in basketball, I hear Central Arkansas, I think of Scottie Pippen right away. Right. And this is just how it works. The problem is people just kind of forget that stuff, DJ. And I don't understand it, because why should the HBCUs be able to compete in the NCAA tournament properly, but they can't compete for the college football playoff? What kind of crap is that?
Yeah, that's a bunch of baloney. You know, you got a lot of great culture, tradition, a lot of great players, just a lot of great things happening. And it's always, at the end of the day, it's always going to be about the majority. And so, they're going to always look for the majority. But it's at the end of the day, it's important to understand like the culture behind that, the greatness behind that, and that's why it's very critical for players like Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Scottie Pippen to go back and to fund those schools that help them. Even as a Division III athlete, I look at it the same way. Go back to Lewis and Clark, help Lewis and Clark, because when you do that, you bring in the conversation of actually beating those college football playoffs. So
yep, absolutely, folks. We're going to be back with DJ Smith, and I believe he's a defensive captain over at Lewis and Clark for the Pioneers. Back here in a few minutes on the Circus. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
AMP, the multi-format network, is here to help create, produce, distribute, and sell your content. For more information, send a message to info@aamp.tv. That's info@aamp.tv.
Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com, or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away.
Come on, you watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do. And you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
800-908-7016. 800-908-7016. 800-908-7016. That's 800-908-7016.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. This segment brought to you in part by Curry Leaf, flavors of India, fine Indian cuisine at 5025 South Fort Apache. That's 5025 South Fort Apache, number 101. That's really right off the corner of Fort Apache and Tropicana. Again, that's Curry Leaf, flavors of India. Check out what's for dinner at curryleafvegas.com. That's curryleafvegas.com. Or give them a call at 702-527-7977. 702-527-7977. 702-527-7977. Find out what's for dinner at curryleafvegas.com. Yes. Very exciting stuff. All right, a big welcome back to everybody listening in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast, including our friends over in Honolulu on CBS Sports 1500 KHKA in sunny Southern California, NBC News, CNBC Financial. That would be KCAA 106.5, 102.3 FM at 1050 AM right here in Las Vegas, 97.9 FM, KIOF over in Faraday, Louisiana, Natchez, Mississippi, and Vidalia, Louisiana as well. Is 107.1 The River, Mid-South Broadcasting, the boys. Thanks for joining us over there, as well as in Auburn, Alabama, home of the Atlanta Braves, WAUD, 1230 on the AM dial and 99.1 FM, WDJY over in Atlanta. Everybody else watching on Hotel Television, thanks for watching, as well as Cox, Comcast, Spectrum, Frontier, and Wild Cable affiliates, social media, AMP TV, AAMP.TV. Like, subscribe, and follow, as well as the Mars rover. You can't get away from us, folks, so deal with it. We're here with a very special guest, and that's DJ Smith from the Pioneers of Lewis and Clark up in Portland, Oregon, plays multiple defensive positions. I believe he's a defensive captain as well. Is that not correct, DJ?
Yes, sir. Leadership team. Yes, sir. Definitely. 2 years in a row.
All right. So leadership team also off the field too. Aren't you doing some extra work for the university,
yes,
maybe
sir.
in the residential halls?
Yes, sir. I'm also a residential advisor and president for Black Student Union. So we got a lot on our plate, but we look forward to it.
Wow, that's great stuff. It's hard to do all that and then keep a social life on top of it. I mean, how do you do it? It's a bunch of balls in the air. You're like, you're in the circus. Well, this time you really are in the circus today.
Yes, indeed. Yes. I'm in the circus. When I'm not in the circus, I'm in the circus. So I'm always in the circus.
That's right.
Yeah.
I eat, sleep, and think in the circus, and I reside in the circus.
The circus. Yes, sir. For real. Yeah.
That's good. Hey, how your grades going? How your grades?
It's going pretty good. You know, we're definitely where we want to be as far as graduate school. We got this spring semester we're looking forward to. And we got our senior year we're looking forward to as well. We're taking our thesis this spring, so we're getting that done out of the way so we can focus on internships and getting some work experience. That's
great. What are you studying?
Rhetoric and media, and emphasis in a minor emphasis in entrepreneurship.
Oh, entrepreneurship. All right. We like that. That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Really good stuff. You know, a lot of people seem to be missing the boat on finding themselves and finding their niche. They're so used to going to work every day, punching a clock, time to make the donuts. There's an old commercial about that. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's really old, so probably older than you are. But then again, I'm as old as when they had rabbit ears and black and white TVs, if you know what I mean. So, but nonetheless, a lot of people seem to forget the entrepreneurial side. And this is what drives economies, is it not, DJ?
Man, entrepreneurs are a critical source of just income to our country. You know, without entrepreneurs, there wouldn't be great inventions. There wouldn't be innovations. There wouldn't be, honestly, anything. It would just be, you know, just in stagnation, you know, as far as pushing the initiative forward, you know, as far as sustainability, as far as media, as far as technology, social media, you know, just being an entrepreneur, I'm starting to realize it's literally just being a problem field and finding a missing link and being that missing link, you know, providing a service or a product. So it's a critical thing.
Well, you know, DJ, we're carried on news stations, sports stations, music stations, standard talk radio stations, talk format. We're also carried on television, etc. But the funny thing is, a lot of people seem to think that we're only sports, but we cover sports, entertainment, business, science. Yeah, we do it all. We've had, serious politicians on the show as well, authors, you name it, we've had it. But the cool thing is we do a student athlete spotlight. Now, you've been on the show a couple other times, and we've seen you develop. In fact, the first time you were on was in 2017. Folks, you can go back and look at our schedule on the homepage for the sportscircus.com. As a matter of fact, DJ was on the same day as who?
Tom Flores.
Yeah. And that was before he was in the Hall of Fame. And now it's Hall of Famer Tom Flores, four-time Super Bowl champion from those Oakland and LA Raiders. And also he won a Super Bowl as a quarterback. He was the first Hispanic quarterback to win with the Kansas City Chiefs, for all those that don't know.
Yes, sir. Indeed. It was a great interview as well. Just a great person, great human being. And it was great energy in that room. My first interview, honestly. So it was, man, I remember that day like yesterday.
That was great stuff. And it was cool. I remember your father was with you as well. And your dad is a pretty serious musician, isn't he?
Man, he's killing it. If you guys don't know, his name is Big Feeve. He's got this new single called Make Me Feel Like. It's a great song, a great video. It's got a great message behind it. And I'm just proud of him, Mr. Sal. He's chasing his dreams as far as me to chase mine. And, as a family, even my mom, she's doing her thing. We do it together and we thrive together. So it's pretty cool.
See, that's the cool thing is here you've got a father, a son, a mother. You've got the whole family chasing a dream, but yet not just chasing it, actually doing it, right? I mean, look, doing it's easy to talk about it, real easy to talk about it, but when you're doing it, that's half the battle right there. My old man, rest his soul, my old man did a lot of this here. Everybody could see that I'm moving my hands like it's a mouth talking. And, he had big dreams, but I think he was too scared to go after them. Where here, DJ, you're doing it. Now, your father he's got mad skills. In fact, we featured him here on this show as well. His music is played on 99.1 over in Atlanta. It's in fact, we played his song on air, so it played everywhere we play as well. In fact, I even put it on hotel television for him, and so he got mad views of it. But look, this guy's got serious skills, and I know he's got another single coming out soon, doesn't he?
Yes, he does have another single coming out. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be great. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't know how much he doesn't want me to say.
No, can't do that. Don't steal his thunder.
I'm not. I'm gonna let him speak on it. But he does have another single coming out, and he's got a lot of great things coming out. He's got a lot of great content. I'm excited for him, and we're gonna keep pushing it. So good.
He's been performing at different venues too. I mean, man, Big Feeve. Yeah, that's the guy, Big Feeve. Folks, just Google him, Big Feeve. I mean, he's so big, you'll find him on Google too. It is what it is.
Exactly.
It's big because there's a reason he's Big Feeve, right?
Exactly.
Good stuff. But it's great because it's inspirational for, now you got a mother, a father, a son, everyone's going out and doing it. And how many people are either driving to work, driving home from work right now? They're sitting there in the middle of the night eating something, whatever. Because this show plays at different times in different parts of the country. Right here in Las Vegas at 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. And sometimes they move us around just to help the ratings for the different station times. You never know. But the fact is, DJ, people can hear this show in so many different time zones and so many different places. It's so many different venues. On top of it, it's inspirational. So yes, it's sports. Of course we do sports. Everything relates at some point back to sports, but this is also about accomplishment and achievement.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Indeed. It's all about that. That's what makes sports so awesome. The accomplishment aspect of it. Come on now.
So DJ, when you were in high school, when I met you many years ago, you're kind of a smaller guy, but now you've kind of bulked up a little bit. I think when I met you, you weighed probably about 180 pounds, maybe something like that. I'm going to guess.
I was 220 in high school. I was 220,
Man,
230.
come on, just between us. No, I'm saying before your final game in high school. I'm saying when you were maybe a sophomore. You were a smaller guy. I mean, you weren't really
I
big.
was very small. No, yeah, I was not big at all. Yeah.
Right. And now, what are you, about 260?
Yeah, 250, around 250.
Wow,
Definitely.
Man, 250.
Definitely.
But,
The going through the seasons, you gotta, make sure you eat because you'll lose weight. You're burning a lot of carbs and calories. And definitely looking forward to this offseason to even get more weight so we can get to that NFL level.
where are you trying to get to?
At least 275.
275. But folks, this isn't a boy that is just large. I mean, look, he's big and strong. It's not just like he's going to go eat 400 pizzas. No, this is a strong boy right here. This he's built like a Volkswagen. You know what? We're going to be back with that Volkswagen. His name is DJ Smith, and we're going to see you in just a few minutes right back here on the Sports Circus. Lots more to come. And we're going to shift into maybe some bowl game conversation and eligibility and whatnot. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on the Circus.
Attention business owners, you and your customers are listening to this commercial right now. Face it, every business needs customers, even yours. The Sports Circus is a primetime nationally syndicated program that's carried on ABC, NBC, CNBC, and Westwood One News affiliates, plus CBS, Fox, and NBC sports affiliates across North America with coverage from Hawaii to New York. Also, the Sports Circus is available to the 180 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, and the Sports Circus gets about 4 million website visitors per month, which could click through your website and bring sales. The Sports Circus provides great content featuring celebrity guests from sports and entertainment to our audience every weekday, which your company could greatly benefit from by increasing your visibility, foot traffic, eyeballs to your website, and calls from potential customers. Call us right now at 702-799-9935. Again, 702-799-9935, or email us at info@thesportscircus.com. That's info@thesportscircus.com. Drive your sales today by advertising with the Sports Circus.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. This is DJ Smith. You guys are now watching Sports Circus. I want to give a shout out to my Lewis and Clark community, my Lewis and Clark family. I want to give a shout out to Coach Heath, Coach Losi, Coach Jackson, Coach Bruce Reed, Coach Bushman, Coach Flip, just Coach Sun. Can't forget Coach Sun, Coach Marcus Lattimore, and Coach Forrest Sherman. Want to give a shout out to you guys. Want to thank you guys for all that you guys are doing. Want to give a shout out to my brothers in the winter break right now, working hard, training, enjoying their families. And also want to give a shout out to all the essential workers who are doing what they're doing with all that's going on and working with us in the virus and making sure that we're safe during this pandemic. And I'm going to pass it back to Mr. Sal.
Right. An astounding round of applause for DJ Smith on the leadership team at Lewis and Clark. Just a good human, a good student, just a regular good guy. You know, sometimes you meet those people. I was lucky enough to meet this guy a bunch of years ago. And guess what? We have seen him blossom into this superhuman. And what's cool is that everybody around him is the same kind of people, right? So what do you want to do? If you want to win, what do you do, DJ? You surround yourself with winners, right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Indeed. Mentorship.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, Mr. Sal is indeed a very critical part of it. Also want to give a shout out to Mr. Sal. Appreciate you, Mr. Sal. Give a shout out to Coach Marlon too, Marlon Greenwood. So, man.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, you have had good people around you, and that's half the battle. You know, when people are in a bad spot and they need to get out of the bad spot, whatever that may be, right? Guess what? Go find yourself people that have done big things and surround yourself in, just immerse yourself into this. It's kind of like how you learn a foreign language, right? You have to speak the language every day, whatever. This is how you learn it. Well, in the same way, your brain learns to win if you've never really won before by being around that environment every day. Win, eat, sleep, and think win. And eventually, guess what? You're going to end up doing the same thing because you're a product of your environment. Now, DJ, I know you know that because you study up at Lewis and Clark and you have studied a lot of different things, but you know, winning is also contagious, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Indeed. It's an energy thing. You know, you give good energy comes back to you. So I'm winning. I'm giving good energy. I'm giving my all in practice. I'm giving my all to my teammates. They're going to want to do the same thing for me. They see me doing that. And somebody sees them doing that, vice versa. Domino effect makes you know everybody's winning just because of just one person. That's all it takes. One person, and that other person becomes the first follower. And now you got a group, three's a crowd.
Right. It gets bigger and crazier. And so, you know, here's something that kind of, it rubs me the wrong way a little bit. Cause you know, think about this, DJ, you're on a team, you're on a leadership of your team. Everybody looks up to you. Now imagine this. Imagine your team, just hypothetical, your team ends up going to a bowl game. You go to a bowl game and they look at you the whole season saying, hey, man, that's the guy. He's one of our leaders. Well, guess what? DJ says, you know what? Tell you what, guys, I'm not going to play in the Rose Bowl. Imagine that in the first place. I'm not going to play in the Rose Bowl. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to worry about making a business decision. Maybe you're a second round draft pick coming up or something. And they say, wait a minute, you led us the whole season. Now you're going to lead us astray? You're going to leave us alone? How do you feel about that, DJ? Is this something that you can describe to the audience of what it was like as a player if you were to lose one of your key components because they're making a business decision? Outside the fact you can understand it financially, but talk about it from a team standpoint.
Yeah, I can. So I'm not going to say those players are wrong or right because everybody lives in their own truth, and that's probably what they feel is best for them and their families. I don't know their situations, but I know that if just the team is such a delicate system. You know, it's so delicate. Even the smallest things could resemble a form of hurt and harm towards the culture. It's such a delicate system. And so when you do a decision, when you make a decision like that, I mean, the best interest of the team would definitely be, you know, to play that game and to finish it out with your brothers, especially if you're in a position where, you know, you could possibly give a title to that team, you know, that team, because everybody looks back and they say, well, that team won the Rose Bowl. That team won the Celebration Bowl. That team won, you know, the First Responder Bowl. That team won the Stag Bowl. You know, that's a part of your team's history. And, I mean, it definitely would encourage a player to go and make the best decision for them. But you got to understand, when you make that decision, it can and it probably will harm the team, you know, just in the honest perspective, in the honest lenses.
Yeah, just being straight.
But
DJ, what about moving forward past that game? These are the things that I think about. Okay, fine. Let's just say player X, whatever, went from being on your team. They said, you know what, I'm going to go to the draft, whatever. And then, you know, let's say it irritated some of the players on your team and, you know, kind of left a bad taste in their mouth. You know, at some point, if they're playing in a league, bro, you're playing in the league too. And there's a very good chance that you may face that player. Are you going to have extra incentive when you face them in the league? How does that work?
Nah, I don't think so, because at the end of the day, he's still my brother. We still came from the same hue. We still came from the same place. He sharpened me, I sharpened him. We got each other better. So I don't think I'm going to have bad feelings towards him, especially if it's a situation where he can take care of his family. I just think that, you know, it's definitely going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially the people that are, you know, invested in the program, invested in the college atmosphere. It's gonna rub them the wrong way because, you know, it's their livelihood, it's their fandom, it's their community. And even if it feels like, you know, hey, go after him, knock his head loose because he left us. And at the end of the day, I tell athletes all the time, we may be competing, but we're going for the same thing. And, you know, that's to progress and make it better, especially it being minority, just a lot of minorities in the league and just a lot of minorities in that position. You know, we're fighting for the same thing. So I don't think I will have a hard incentive towards them. You know, everybody has their own decision. I probably would have stayed and played my last college game, you know. But, I mean, that's not me. That's the guy that's doing it. But at the end of the day, I can't get mad at my brother. That's my brother, Mr. Sal.
Right. Well, you know, I have to mention it because, look, you're doing it right now. You're playing college football right now. So this is relevant, absolutely 100%. And by the way, there are rules for the NFL draft. Now, this is according to the NFL's official website. So for player eligibility, to be eligible for the draft, a player must have been out of high school for 3 years and must have used up their college eligibility before the start of the next college football season. Now, underclassmen and players who have graduated before using all their college eligibility may request the league's approval to enter the draft early, and players are draft eligible only in the year after the end of their college eligibility. You know, a lot of people don't really know that, DJ. And the fact is, this is why you see sometimes you'll see a guy leave after a couple of years, but he's been an extra year out. So essentially, it's what? Out of high school for 3 years, right? So essentially, you got to be 21 years of age, right?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
Yeah. And so that's why we don't see freshmen going into the league like we see one and dones in basketball. I think they just ought to let the basketball players go right from high school to the pros. If you're good enough, go make a paycheck. Go do what you do, right? Why be stuck in a college system, which I think is complete lunacy, especially in basketball. You got guys that are jumping out of the gym and they're playing mad ball, right? You got guys that are 18 years old, 17 years old. Let them go play ball. It doesn't matter. If they're old enough to fight for their country, old enough to sign a contract, old enough to, I don't know, vote. Well, guess what? You should be old enough to play a professional sport, right or wrong.
No, yeah, that's true. I agree with that, you know. And I think the thing about football is I think it's really critical and important for a student athlete to get those college years, because those years are critical as far as physical development and just mental development as well. There are a lot of talented high school football boys. They're 6'5", 250, 6'6", 280. I mean, yeah, they physically, it looks like they can play in the league right now, but, you know, when you're playing football against, you know, seasoned guys like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, the 6'5", 280 and the 6'6", 290 is all that. That's nice, but you gotta be physically strong within your core. You have to know the system. You have to know football. You just can't say, I'm just going to be an athlete against this guy. No, you have to have great hand placement. You have to have great leverage. You have to have all those things. And college is the time and period to develop that and to really transform yourself from a high school football player to a college football player, from a college football player to an NFL player. And not only, I'm not excluding the path to the draft journey that every player has to go through. Every player has to find an agent, and they have to train at a facility for at least 2 months to even be ready to play football on the next level, because there's another period that people don't understand, that path to the draft period.
Yeah. Well, DJ, that physical development is so critical in football because you're playing against giant human beings. Imagine being an 18-year-old kid playing against a 30-year-old man that is fully developed, and that is literally a mountain. Tell you what, folks, we're going to be back here with DJ Smith from the Lewis and Clark Pioneers up in Portland, Oregon. Back here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come here on the Sports Circus.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big, bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. 800-989-1694. That's 800-989-1694.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. Again, that's 800-361-3491.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from Las Vegas in the AMP TV studio, AAMP TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow AAMP.TV. That's AMP TV, stands for All Ages Media Programming. All right, this segment brought to you in part by the College of Southern Nevada Athletics, CSNCoyotes.com for upcoming games and events right here in Las Vegas. Baseball, softball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, they've got it all, sort of. And it is CSNCoyotes.com for upcoming games and events, the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. They've been with us since the very beginning. We always give them a nice round of applause, and once in a while, I'll even wear their handy-dandy shirts. In a previous show, I was wearing one of their fine shirts. All right, again, CSNCoyotes.com. All right, folks, we are here with a very special guest, and that would be DJ Smith and the leadership team for Lewis and Clark up in Portland, Oregon. Plays for the Pioneers, plays a bunch of defensive positions, and is a very large human, and I think somewhere around 250 plus. And who knows, maybe he'll sprout up another foot or so, and maybe he'll gain an extra 100 pounds. You never know. The draft is still a ways away. DJ, welcome back to the show.
Man, Mr. Sal, welcome. Thank you. It's a privilege to be on here. You know what I'm saying? Just talk football, talk good stuff.
It's all good stuff, man. It's all good stuff. Everything we talk about is good stuff. I've known you for a minute, so we could talk about different stuff. But by the way, we did leave off when it came to some of the eligibility requirements from the National Football League. This came right from their website. We talked about the 3 years out of high school rule. Now, also before the draft, NFL player personnel staff members confirmed the eligibility of draft prospects. That means researching the college backgrounds of about 3,000 college players each year, including you, DJ. And they work with NCAA compliance departments at schools across the country to verify the information for all the prospects. And they also check the roster of college all-star games to make sure that only draft eligible players play in games. Now, the player personnel staff also reviews all applications submitted by players who want to enter the draft early. Underclassmen have until 7 days following the NCAA national championship game to declare their intention to do so. For example, the 2017 draft, they had 106 undergraduates received NFL approval letters to enter the draft, as did 13 players who actually graduated without using up all of their eligibility. So once players have become draft eligible or have declared their intentions to enter the draft, the player personnel staff work with team agents and schools to clarify the player status. And they also work with agents, schools, scouts, and teams to enforce league rules for pro days, of course, where the NFL scouts come to the colleges to observe the prospects, and private workouts. During the draft, player personnel staff members confirm that all the players who are drafted are draft eligible. So, DJ, when it comes to these draft rules, right, I'm sure, look, you're an upperclassman right now at Lewis and Clark. Have you had to deal with, or do you have to comply with any of these rules as of yet for your situation?
Yes, actually, not only do I have to deal with it, but we have teammates that have to deal with it, because every year we get invited, every year we get invited to go to Senior Bowl. And thing is, because of COVID, we also have another option. We could stay an extra year and play out our 5th year, which would be our athletic senior year. But because of that, as soon as people understand, as soon as you play a Senior Bowl, or as soon as you sign to an agent or anything like that, an agency, you declare for your amateurism to be gone, and you're no longer an amateur, you're a professional now. And I mean, once that's gone, you can't go back to college. So it's something I see every day amongst my teammates, and even myself. I could play my last year at Lewis and Clark and just go to that Senior Bowl, or I could continue to go to that extra year and still be a college athlete and not declare for my amateurism to be gone. So it just depends on, what your path is, once again, what you want to do, and, just what's best for your situation. And
right.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
DJ, there's also that supplemental draft, right? Are you familiar with the supplemental draft?
The supplemental draft?
Yeah. Here, let me give you from the NFL website. So in July, the league may hold one supplemental draft for players whose eligibility has changed since the NFL draft, which of course is what, March, right? Now, a player, March or April, a player may not bypass the NFL draft to be eligible for the supplemental draft, but teams do not have to participate in the supplemental draft. So if they do, they may bid for a player by telling the league the round in which they would like to take a specific player. So DJ, let's say I want DJ Smith in the second round, whatever, right? Okay. So if no other club bids on you, then they are awarded the club. If I bid on you, then I'm awarded DJ Smith and lose a pick in the following year's second round because I bid you at the second round. That's how that works. So if multiple teams submit bids for you, then the highest bidder is awarded you and loses that pick in the next draft. So if somebody outbids me, they say, you know what, I want DJ in the first round. Well, guess what? Hallelujah. DJ's got himself a massive payday, but that team has already essentially picked their first round pick for the next draft in you. That's how that works.
I've never heard of that before. Wow, Mr. Sal, always coming with some information. I love it. Yeah, I've not heard of that, but it's basically a pre-draft. Am I right?
It's sort of like it's like a pre-draft, but let's just say somebody says, you know what? It's May and we just saw the draft. I'm like, man, I could have went in the third round or something. You know what? I'm going to declare. Because there were guys that I was better than that they went higher than what I thought. And I know I could do better. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to declare for the supplemental draft. And then you have the option to do so. And then if a team finds you, they bid on you because everyone's going to get notified. Hey, DJ says, I'm going to be available. And now, okay, who wants to? Maybe the Chicago Bears want DJ Smith. God knows we need him. Right. And so maybe the Bears say, I'm gonna go ahead and pick DJ. I'm gonna account for him to be our second round pick. And let's see who else wants to bid against me. Right. So maybe the 49ers say, yeah, we want DJ in our first round pick. We need a little bit of help for Mr. Bosa. Right. So we want to make sure that he plays right alongside Mr. Bosa. Okay, great news. So San Francisco wins DJ. So guess what? The next first round that they would get, you are their first round pick that's already been picked. So it's kind of a way around the system that most people don't realize. How do you like that? And this process for adding new players from college has changed dramatically since it was first announced back 85 years ago. Of course, the stakes are significantly higher, and the league has instituted more a formal process to ensure that all 32 clubs get an actual equal shot. So a successful draft can forever change the trajectory of a franchise. I mean, we saw what happened with Tom Brady as the 199th pick overall. Now, teams do their best to predict how a player will perform at a game's highest level, but any draft pick can turn into an NFL legend, hence Mr. Brady. Perhaps DJ Smith could be taken in the second, third, fourth round and become Lawrence Taylor or something big like that. You never know.
You never know, sir. That's why you always got to keep working. You got to keep your head down and just trust in the process because you never know. You could be digging for gold and give up and could have hit it one more time and got all the gold. You just don't know.
Right. Yeah, see, that's great stuff. Now, it's cool that you learned a little something here. I mean, when I was reading through this on the NFL website, I knew a little bit about that because I know about that from the baseball parallel. There's a baseball parallel to this, too. There's a Rule 5 draft. It's too complicated to get into right now. But I've been in that rodeo myself. So I know what it's like to go through that professional draft system. And you, like yourself, going through what seems to be a simple process, DJ, it's not simple at all. I mean, this process gets bigger and crazier for all those people that think that, oh, well, they're just going to throw a bunch of money at people. That's not the case. No, you got to work your butt off just to get to that spot in the first place.
Yeah, you got to work. It's a long investment, too. It starts, honestly, at an earlier time than just now, just when you're getting drafted. You know, being a draft pick or just even being an undrafted free agent and getting the opportunity to play professionally anywhere, starts, when you're playing Pop Warner. It starts when you're playing middle school. It starts, in high school. It starts in those early years where you decide this is what you want to do. And, when you get to college, it's an opportunity to prove that you're that. So, yeah, you're right. It's a lot more. And then not only that, just every single day you got to wake up, you got to train, you have to eat a certain way, and you have to literally know the game like the back of your hand. You just can't say, I need $1 million. It's not going to work like that. So it's a lot that goes into it. Hats off to all my boys. I know I got some former teammates. Savon Scarver, Utah State. I know he's going. I think he's going to the draft. Shout out to him. I got some other teammates that are still young, but when they get their chance, I know they're going to the draft. They're going to the league. And I even had Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots. Even I was a freshman and he was a varsity player, and I've seen the journey that he went through going to JUCO and going to Oklahoma. It's a lot that goes into just that big paycheck. It's an early investment.
Oh yeah, it's a big process. What makes me laugh, DJ, is people will say, "Oh, you're an overnight success." Really? That must have been one long night.
Yeah, right.
A very, very long night. Because, man, it don't happen like that. I mean, look at your journey. How many years? You've been playing football for a decade, whatever.
Yes. A decade.
It's no one night stand, Jack. No.
No, sir. No, sir. It's been a lot. We're grateful for
All right,
it. So grateful for the
We've got about less than 1 minute. I want you to go ahead and tell everybody how to follow you if they can, whatever. Tell everybody about the Pios and everything else you can in 45 seconds.
Okay, cool. So my IG, follow me on IG, KINGDAVID _95 _. That's my Instagram. Lewis Acquired Pios. Type in Instagram, LCPIOSFB. Lewis Acquired Pios Football. That's our football page. Follow us, follow me, and thank you guys for following Mr. Sal, and thank you guys for just not only support Mr. Sal, but support the culture, love, peace, prosperity, blessings abundantly on everybody. Thank you.
Local prospect, local superstar, and that would be DJ Smith right here from Las Vegas. A great guy. And by the way, check out his dad, Big Feeve. Just Google Big Feeve, Make Me Feel Like, because that's the guy. And boy, he's got some grooves. And he's got more stuff coming out, too. So a very talented family. DJ's mom, great people. And your dad is a phenomenal steak preparer, too. I remember having steak in the house. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to come and get some of that soon. Folks, for DJ, I'm your Ringmaster Sal. We'll see you next time right here on your favorite channel. So we'll see you in about 23 hours. So long, everyone.
Small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you start up with capital, business strategy, sales, and marketing, and establish your company with a physical location or an online presence on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea. Then American Business Trust can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com. Or call them at 657-600-1876. That's American Business Trust Company. 657-600-1876. Call them today. They'll help your business right away. That's American Business Trust Company. Online at abtrustco.com. American Business Trust Company.